Alright. Oops, in the last video I was meaning 2.5 weeks. Anyway, a few days ago I had a dream, and all I can think of was it was somewhere around the 4th of July, or after, most likely. It started off, I guess, at the crack of dawn. There was this loud boom outside my window, and I thought it was a fireworks malfunction, or there was a fireworks hoarding operation of some sort, and the house blew up and it took a bunch of other houses with it. But then as the sun rose and the day progressed, the area where the explosion had been started to turn into a fire. And then from there, lava started shooting up out of the ground. And I really didn't know how to take this at the time, but then it started progressing until the lava got to a point where it started looking like a volcano from Hawaii. Just a bunch of lava shooting up out of the ground, and I was puzzled. And it just got progressively worse and worse and worse to the point where I said to my family that we gotta pack up our shit and we gotta go. So at that point, as I was packing up the stuff, I looked outside the window, and then the ground started to upheave. And then at that point, I realized that it was pointless to leave, or there was no escaping this. So I guess I died in the dream, but then I woke up. Anyway, if you haven't noticed, there'll be a total solar eclipse this coming Friday, and this coincides with my July 7th through 13th prediction. It's right in the middle of these two dates as well. So I have 3 different conclusions as to what could happen now that I've had this dream. One is of course the one that I've talked about before, was the whole breakup of the western United States, just basically being inundated into the Pacific Ocean. The second one is that volcanic event with an upheaval of some sort, and as far as how many states will be affected or how much of the world will be affected by that is unknown at this point. And then there's a third one that I've been talking about with other people here on YouTube, anonymously through my comments about this oil rig thing could be much worse than anyone thinks, that it could become explosive. The whole Gulf of Mexico could wind up exploding. And this was hypothesized by a scientist in the Gulf region, saying that if a small amount of oxygen were to get into the oil well, at minimum around the volume of 300 football stadiums or 100 World Trade Centers stacked side by side, could be volatile in enough conditions for, if any kind of heat source is exposed to this air pocket, could explode, could lead to the whole Gulf of Mexico exploding at an equivalent greater than 100 nuclear explosions. As for how much would be affected by this, I'm not completely sure. All I know is every state and or nation hugging the Gulf of Mexico would be obliterated. That's all I know. And whether this has anything to do with my upheaval predictions, I have no clue. Though this could be a big enough explosion to cause a further destabilization of the North American plate. And what all that could do, I'm not completely sure. We'll have to see if I'm right. I hope I'm wrong. As you noticed, I'm posting this video quite early, so just in case there's signs before the event happens, there's enough time for people to leave, and that I've put out a warning, and hopefully if there are warnings before, if there is an explosion, hopefully what I've said will help you heed this warning. So, to all my viewers, hope you the best. I hope you survive. Good luck, people. Over and out.